Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to talk about the 10 series that I want to finish in 2024. I actually don't have a lot of series that I've started because a lot of them I have, but I have not started. I'm excited to film this video so that I can look back towards the end of 2024 and let you guys know if I have successfully completed the series or I still need to finish them. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. I mainly have fantasy series, romance series, and I think like one or two mysteries in here, but I'm going to start off with the shorter series. I wanted to include this even though the series isn't complete. That would have to be the Maple Hills series. I have finished Icebreaker. I have not read Wildfire by Hannah Grace, and I know that she's coming out with Daydream in 2024, so I wanted to be up to date with the series. I feel like being up to date is better than just having these books sit on my TBR. Then the other short series that I have is The Bellinger Sisters by Tessa Bailey. The first one is It Happened One Summer. This one was pretty spicy and I read this over the summer. I still have to read Hook, Line, and Sinker. I'm waiting to read this during the summer, like spring, summer, so that I can get into the mood. But I feel like I'm for sure going to complete this in 2024. Next up, I wanted to share the, I guess, mystery books, and these are YA mysteries. The first series I have is the Inheritance Games series, and this one is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. The first book is called The Inheritance Games, and this is the only book that I've read. So I also have the Hawthorne Legacy and the Final Gambit. I know there's the Brothers Hawthorne, and I don't know if her new one that's coming out in 2024, The Grandest Game, is going to be part of this, or it's just going to be like a separate series. So I have no idea yet. I really enjoyed reading the Inheritance Games. I thought it was very fun. I love the short chapters, and I think this is like the first book that I've read with short chapters, and like it was so easy to fly through. I think this is a great series to start, and I can't wait to catch up because they're really fun. They're different from what I usually read, which would be like romance and fantasy books. So I feel like I will pick these books up when I need a break from those genres. Then this is another popular series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of The Naturals. So this is basically more of like solving cold cases, whereas that one would be more like Knives Out kind of thing. I've read the first one, which is The Naturals, and then there's also the second one that's called Killer Instinct, but my husband is actually reading that one, so I still need to read that one. And then I also want to read All In and Bad Blood. These are perfect like YA mysteries. I just can't wait to continue with the series and see, because so many people rave about this. Yeah, definitely a series that I want to finish in 2024. Now, going back to the romances, I've talked about the series a lot here. I am pretty happy because I'm almost done with this one. Actually, I'm almost up to date. This is the Magnolia Parks Universe by Jessa Hastings, and these books are all gorgeous. So I have actually read the first three, as you guys can tell by the tabs. First one is Magnolia Parks, second one is Daisy Hates, third one is Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home. They're all super chunky books, especially the third one. And then the last one is Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. And honestly, there's going to be Magnolia Parks Into the Dark in February that's coming out, so that will be the fifth one, and I don't think the series would be complete. I'm so excited to read this one. This is the last one that I have to read, and I'm probably going to read it in January because I can't wait to see Julian's perspective in this book. And if you guys don't know, basically these two, the third and the fourth, just continue on with the story from the first two, and they're like on the same timeline. They just have different characters' perspectives. So the first one is basically Magnolia and BJ's story, and then in Daisy Hates, you get Daisy's, Christian's, and Julian's perspectives. So they're all kind of like connected, but they face different things, and these books are so intense. They're romance books, but they're not really the typical romance that you would expect. I don't think the Magnolia Parks universe is for everyone, but I love Jessa Hastings' writing in those books, and they're so beautiful. I did not expect to love them as much as I do. They really have an impact after you start getting into the series. Then I have the the Chestnut Spring series. This series is another really popular one. I, for some reason, have only read Flawless, which would be the first book, and I read this in the summer and I thought it was pretty good. I wasn't really obsessed with the story, but I did really enjoy it. I thought it was fun. I loved the banter between the two characters, and so I think the series now is complete. So Heartless is the second, Powerless is the third, Reckless is the fourth, and Hopeless was the last one that came out in 2023. I love all of these covers, to be honest. They're beautiful. I know that Bloom came out with the new ones that I also want, but I do not need duplicates of the series. Maybe if I fall in love, but they're all really chunky books and I can't wait to continue because I hear so many great things about these brothers. This is a series that I really want to read more like spring, summertime. I think it'll be perfect for like rodeo season here in Texas, so I really hope I finish this in 2024. Moving on to my fantasy reads, Caraval by Stephanie Garber. So this is a trilogy and I have finished reading Caraval, but unfortunately I did not really enjoy this book. I thought it was cool, but it was a little bit slow and I was kind of confused. I did think the ending was interesting, but it wasn't worth it for me. So it really made me put down the entire series, and I know a lot of people say to read this entire series before you read Once Upon a Broken Heart just because there are spoilers in that series. So I am planning to finish this series before I get into Once Upon a Broken Heart just because so many people rave about those books. And so the second book is Legendary, and I heard that Legendary gets better, and then the last one is Finale. I am hesitant to continue, but I've heard some great things about Legendary, so I'm like, okay, maybe I should, you know, pick up these books, and I already own them. Following that, so I only have the first two here because A Curse for True Love just came out and I'm waiting for the UK paperback edition. These covers are beautiful. So the first one's Once Upon a Broken Heart, and then the second one is The Ballad of Never After. This series is about Evangeline. She is going to meet the Prince of Hearts and she's going to ask him for his help, but in return he asks for like 3 kisses. I'm very interested. That sounds like really good. I really need to finish the Caraval series before I get into these books, and I just, you know, I need to finish them in 2024. The 9th series that I am excited to finish in 2024. I'm really nervous, but I have to finish this series so that I can continue reading the other books by this author. That would have to be the ACOTAR series. So as you guys can tell, I'm missing A Court of Mist and Fury. That's because I'm actually halfway through with that book. So I have the 3 books left to finish once I'm done with that one. This one, I thought it was like cool. It was interesting. It was fun. It was different. I did give this a 4-star rating. However, the second one, I'm loving so far just because I love the main male character in that book. And then I have to finish A Court of Wings and Ruin, and then A Court of Frost and Starlight. This one is just really cute. And then the last one is a chunker, and this one is A Court of Silver Flames. You guys, this is crazy. This is a, let me see, 700, almost like 50-page book. I am just so intimidated by this series, but I am loving the second one, and that one's like 600 something pages. I can't wait to see how the series will end, and I've been really good about just scrolling through spoilers and anything that I see related to this series. So I can't wait to complete it in 2024 because it's a process, and this is like one of my priorities in 2024. And then the last series, this I have not gotten into. This is the Crowns of Nyaxia series, and I know that there's a novella, but I only have the first 2 books. I am so excited. So the first one is called The Serpent and Wings of Night. The second is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. So the first one is basically about the adopted human daughter of a night-born vampire king, carved her place in a world destined to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. But winning won't be easy against the most vicious warriors from all 3 vampire houses. To survive, Aurea is forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Rain, I don't know if that's how you say it, but is dangerous. He is a ruthless vampire, an efficient killer, an enemy to her father's crown, and her greatest competition. That already sounds really cool, and I've heard some amazing things about the series, so I'm very excited. This would be something different. I don't think I've read a book that has to do with like vampires. So it'll be interesting. I love a romance fantasy. This is by Carissa Broadbent, so I know that her books are amazing and I can't wait to get into this series. So these are the 10 series that I want to finish in 2024. I think I can do it, but we'll have to see, because there are other series that I want to read and I haven't started yet, so I didn't want to mention them. But these are like my top priorities and we'll see how well I do. I'm definitely going to do a recap just so that you can see whether, you know, I complete them or not, and it's definitely going to be a challenge. But I'm very motivated, and one of my goals in 2024 would have to be complete series and just focus on, you know, reading series instead of standalones. I already own a lot of these series, so I need to finish them because they're just sitting on my TBR. But I'm so happy that I got to share some books that I plan on reading in 2024 with you all. Look forward to my reading vlogs and let me know if there are some series that you think I should focus on or make reading vlogs for. But that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!